Dex, that body we just found.
Is it 8 o'clock yet? I bet it is. And it's also Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for Third Rail Thursday. I'm Go Via or Go Home. Welcome, welcome. If you don't already subscribe, don't be shy. Hit that button, and we'll continue to give you some great stuff here. All model railroading stuff, and of course some live trains as well. Today we've got a few things that we're working on, and that will include this area of the layout here that is going to pop up on your screen any moment. And I've got some grass to put down. You can see that I've already been working on this area. None of this was here before as far as the land and how it's all filled out. So I did do the cardboard strips. You can see this is one of them. And I usually flatten it right out, and I make a whole bridging thing here, and then I weave cardboard going this way through it. And then I usually cover the whole thing in plaster cloth, which I have done already because no one wants to see me do that. And then obviously I painted it all brown. So while that's doing that thing, I gotta keep an eye on this train. Okay, the train's coming through there. Okay, cool. So yeah, while I'm working away tonight, you're gonna see the train pass by a couple of times. Just like in real life, you know, I do this the odd time where I'll be working away and I'll have a train cut through. So of course, you know, you gotta give it space and you gotta let it move on. But tonight we've got an all Rapido Go consist going on there. I got a couple of the F-59s and I think I have 7. I think there was 7. I'll probably have to count it when it goes by again, but I think there's 7 cars that it's pulling. So that'll be fun, and we'll see it go through here a couple of times. Along with working on this, I've got another project that I do want to share with you guys. A bit of input on that. And also we're going to talk about that section for those of you who did see my layout update for February. I think I posted it like last week. I was asking about a very specific spot on the layout. In fact, it's the spot that you guys were looking at with the CN box car that Tim did for me. This spot right here, this lonely little track here that comes off the, it's just a branch line that comes down to this. So I'm going to review some of the suggestions that you guys gave to me, and we'll talk about it. We'll see what we can do. There was a couple of really good thoughts there. And then there was some, well, they're all really good, but there was some that people had mentioned that I already have on other parts of my layout. So we want to look to go a little bit further with that and see what else we can come up with, just in case anybody else has any other ideas. But first, as always, of course, I do want to check on the chat because you guys were here nice and early. And I do believe that Mark was first. M&M Rails. Hashtag beat Wigwag. With Wigwag coming in second. Mark gets a cookie tonight. And we've also got Brian from Inked Rails. How's it going, Brian? And the other Brian, Brian Ferguson. Hey, Brian and Brian. Brian, meet Brian. Brian squared. Good evening, good evening. And Chris from CP Whiskey Creek. And where did we go? I lost it. Anthony Borden is in the chat as well as DK, Mr. Dwight Curley. How's it going? And Dundas Junction Model Railroad, Mr. James. And Roger Coleman, how's it going? Trackside Mike. How's it going, Mike? And Angela Crawford, how's it going? Bubs031. And Luca the Rail Fan, how's it going? And Robbie, how's it going, Robbie? Alrighty. Yeah, so as I mentioned right near the beginning, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's how I know that I'm doing a good job. That's the only way. I'm about 14 subscribers away from 2,500, so it would mean the world to me if you guys can put me over that ugly little hump known as 2,500. So I appreciate it. Sidetrack 77. Well, sidetracks. Yeah, how's it going? And Anthony Dodge in the Model Railroad Outsider. And John Train. How's it going, John? John, how's your go? I got some go on the go. Hopefully your go's on the go. John was one of the lucky winners from the Christmas show. And of course, if you guys didn't see it, Trackside Mike also won a DCC and Sound Athearn Genesis locomotive. Those things are like I don't know, $350 to $400, and he won one. He actually did a reel with it. A real reel. Not a fake reel, but a real reel. So. All right, so what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to work on this area right here. There's not a lot to be said about this area except for the fact that it is an extremely busy part of the layout because you've got 3 main lines here. They do go into 4 with this the help of this number 8 here. So as of last week, this was like unfinished, and I've done a lot to it since, including, but not limited to, the fact that I painted it, all the track, and made sure all the extra sleepers were in, all the ties that it might have been missing. So that's all done now, which is great, because if I didn't do that, if I didn't paint the ties, then I would not be able to do this tonight. So yeah, it helps to get stuff done. And Container Man, is Container Man here? Roy? Is Roy in the chat? I don't see him. I probably have to go back up. Roy, oh Roy, where's Roy? I don't see him. I don't know, unless you're just mentioning some new. Okay. Anyways, so we're gonna do this area here. The train's still going around. It's going up to the top level. We're not missing too much there, and you'll eventually see it pass by here while I'm doing some work. So yeah, like I'm saying, the this area here, I just got to do a bit. I don't have to do too much, and I'm just gonna politely sprinkle some ballast, or not ballast. Whatchamacallit? Grass, greenery, and I'm using my trusty paintbrush that I'm gonna use only one time and then throw it. I wonder how many paintbrushes I've used over the years just applying glue. And I need to get more static grass. It's on my list. And ballast too. Oh, is this train coming? It's gotta come right through here. Okay. I'm gonna turn it this way. Oh, no, it's going up top. What the heck, is this broken? Isn't it though? There we go. Okay, I got this thing going now. Whoa. Nope, now that's too much of a... There we go. Okay. Here, we'll do the wide shot there so you can kind of see that when it comes through. And these F-59s, now there's a number of different road names that you can use these with. Of course, I'm using the Go Transit ones, but they are super nice. And they're reliable too. A lot better than the Antherms, let me tell you. Because they light up. And they're not as heavy, so yep, basically. And Mini Prince, how's it going? Bernard from Mini Prince. And Russ's Rockin' ORR. How's it going? Listen to those trains purr. I mean, it's not so much a purr as it is a, you know, because I don't have their sound on right now. I figured you wouldn't be able to hear me and I wouldn't be able to hear you if they were all, you know, because I can hear what you're saying, right? But yeah, so we'll go back to this and we'll look at this. So I did add a bit of grass. I just went a little bit further here. I'm up to here, but ballast is going to be a very dominant thing in this area because it's such a large, well, the tracks are close together, right? So it's going to cover a lot there, unfortunately. I plan on putting a lot of trees here just so that there's a lot going in and out. Like the trains are going in and out, and sometimes you'll see them, sometimes they'll be hiding because of the trees, and so on and so forth. So doing this all grass is really not a big deal. Otherwise, I would probably switch it up or something, you know? Do something a little bit different besides grass, like a grassy knoll. Whatever a knoll is. And I really enjoy doing work like this live because you guys get to critique it the entire time. Why are you using white glue? That's the worst kind of glue. Yeah, no one ever says that. Okay. You know, I really hope I don't run out of my shaker stuff either. I seem to be running out of everything. What the heck? Oh man. Wait till you guys see this. I left something on the main. And this is how you know I left something on the main. Isn't that something? Okay, let me I wonder where that was hiding. Whoop. Oh no, I can't get that coupler off of there. Okay, there we go. Put that back on the track. Okay, let's try this again. My, oh my. All right. Whoops. All right. You know, and the funny thing is, like, I get this glue from the dollar store, and it's not a lot of glue, but it goes a long way. And honestly, like, it's one of my favorite glues to use besides hot glue. Hot glue is another one. I do a lot with hot glue. Oh, really? You're really gonna pull that one? I think I was jinxed or something. I don't know if it's this car or just in general my bad luck. Whoop. Ew. Okay. Trying to couple these up and put the wheels on while it's on a curve, not my idea of a good time. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We're off. Okay, she good. She good. Hey, Stormy Sky, how's it going? Hopefully everyone's doing well. Oh, also, I'm totally bummed out because normally when I go to spray paint my my ties and whatnot, I spray paint with camo brown. It's a specialty paint that is specifically a camouflage color, and I know you guys have seen it. It comes in camouflage tan, camo green, camo brown, and I think there's also like a camo black, but I mean, come on, it's just black paint, right? That's like non-reflective. So they don't sell it anymore. At least I can't find it anymore. So I had to go with the Rust-Oleum Espresso, which I don't like as much, but it still gets the job done. I'm just not thrilled about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if my track looks weird, or if my ties look weird, that's probably why. It's because it's espresso. Not espresso, but espresso. Hey, Trevor. How's it going? And House of Random, how's it going? We are doing some scenery. Now, like I said, in a little bit, I've got a couple of projects on the go, and I'd love everyone's input because, you know, you guys do this too. But it's always, you know, what you like and what you think versus what I see, which, you know, could be anything really at this point. But, yeah, I'd really like everyone's input on some stuff, so. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. A lot better than as of recent. Things have just been nutty around here, so. There was a shortage of face paint and everyone used the, yeah, right? Bubs used it all on his couch And now no one has the option to paint, camouflage, anything. So there's that. Also, now because this is Third Rail Thursday, I gotta let you guys know. So Third Rail Thursday is a thing that we do. We'll work on the layout. We'll do graffiti. A little bit of everything, and it's held between three of us guys. That's where the we and the us come from. So typically it's Tim from They Make It Like That, and he usually has the first Thursday in the month, and he loves his graffiti. Oh, does he ever? And then I'm the second week, and that's why you're here right now, because it's the second week. And then next week, which is the third week. Why is it stopping? And the third week is M&M Rails. And he has always something new and fun to share with us. And then the very last Thursday of the month, unless we're talking about March, because March has 5 weeks for some reason this year. But typically, the last week of the month, we have GVO After Dark. And GVO After Dark, this is oregano, yes. I ran out of ground cover, so I wanted to, quote-unquote, spice things up a little bit and use oregano. You can never have too much oregano. But, so GVO After Dark is basically our culmination of everything that happens throughout the month. Whether it's a new release, we'll talk about that. We sometimes pick a topic. For example, we've talked automation. We've talked specific types of cars. So I did a special on grain cars one time. Did a special on different brands, like all about Rapido and all about Bowser. Yeah, we do stuff like that. A little bit of everything. And we usually have a good time doing it. So. But what happens before GVO After Dark? Before dark. GVO Before Dark. Well, there's a little show that I do. Just a little one. Lowercase. I call it Keeping Track. And you guys can call it Keeping You Occupied for a half hour to 45 minutes. And basically with that, I do different segments on different topics. Many different things. But it's always train related. Whether it's real train stuff, model train stuff, you name it. We talk about it, we share it. I do sometimes there's rail fanning. I like rail fanning. We go to local spots. I haven't gone too far to do rail fanning. I think the farthest I've gone rail fanning would probably be Southern Ontario, which is great. Meat and Greek? Terrible. That's terrible. I guess I can start this area here, huh? Yeah, we like to have a good time, you know. Don't take things so seriously. There's so many stressful things in your 9 to 5 and, you know, in everyone's lives and whatnot, that basically when you come here, when you come to hang out with us, you know, you're coming to have a good time, and you're not to worry about all the trials and tribulations of the day and politics and all that gross stuff, because it's gross, but, you know, it's real. But either way, you know, we just talk trains here, you know. That's all it is, really. The only type of politics I like are, like, you know, juicy stories in the hobby, right? Like, what's going on with those SD60s, right? Have you gotten yours yet? Juicy stories. But yeah, not too many left out there. The what I am spraying is alcohol. It's like alcohol, but pronounced alcohol. So technically it's alcohol. Rubbing alcohol, I should say. Not gonna waste my good stuff. Ah ha ha. I need a paper so I don't get it all over the place. Basically what happens is that I put the glue down, obviously, and then I sprinkle this down, and then to make sure that it all soaks in, like I did put that other coat of other stuff there, so if I make it wet like this, it soaks right through, and the glue will grab everything. And that's the quickest way to do it. Is it proficient? I have no idea. It seems to work everywhere else on my layout, so I guess so. That was the glue. I swear. Honestly. And we see how much that did. That glue. It didn't cover much. And that was, I think that had a little bit more than a full container. So, I'm either using too much or they just don't put enough in those things. But what do you expect? It's, you know, from the dollar store. That's why I keep a second. Always keep extra glue on hand. And of course, I don't leave it like this. Like, this is not the final stage. This is just the preliminary endeavor that I do. I will use static grass on that, but I do like to get a look for, you know, how it's going to look overall. Or I get a view of how it's going to look overall, and it's normally achieved with me doing this first. Oh, train. You know, it's even more fun to actually do than it is to watch, believe it or not. Hey, Ramsey, how's it going? And Sean, how's it going, Sean? Brian wants to know if Aurora does make nice locomotives. From what I've seen, they're really nice. I don't have mine yet. Mike has his. Mike got to play with them a little early. And I'm pretty sure he looked. Oh, boo! It's just a little dusting. It's still good. It's still good. I can fix that. It's not a big deal. I had the wrong side open. See what happens? Jeez. It's not. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. That area is just gonna be a darker patch grass. The SD60s are beautiful. They look amazing. Yeah, that's not even a real question at that point. They do look really good. Ryan, OVR still has some. You should give Lauren a call while he still has some on hand. Bombardier passenger car. Yes, those are the Rapido Bombardier bi-level passenger cars. Absolutely. Only the finest in Canada. Oh, as well, you could always check me out on my socials at Go Beer Go Home, where I do a lot of this. I post pictures of stuff that you don't get to see me do live. WXE. Oh. Metrolinx? The SD60F, you can go on to ovrtrains.com. Mike, can you throw the link in the chat there for me? Be a lamb and add the link, as my wife would say. Yeah, they've got the, they still have, I think, somewhere around 40 units left. So if you're going to grab one, I would do it sooner rather than never. Cool thing about this grass is that, like, what I'll do is I put this grass down, and then I do my ballast, you know, track ballast, and it hides all the edges, you know, like all the stuff that you're trying to hide that you don't want people to see. The transition stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody's at home. Yeah, oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, it definitely hides a lot of that, which is great because, you know, you want everything to flow and you want it to look natural. So with something like this here, where you definitely don't want any of that coming through, it's very necessary. You guys need to check out the new Vesmian Car Motion system. It looks great. Full tractor trailer stops and starts on its own at a crossing. And traffic lights. Check it out. No, sidetracks. I try to... You know, the thing is, and, you know... With my Instagram, I'll use Instagram as a really good example. You know, I don't post selfies because, you know, this has nothing to do with me. Like, sure, like, I do the work and whatnot, but it's not about me. I advertise my channel and I advertise the hobby. You know, that's why I have different socials. So you won't see me posting selfies of myself or, you know, me dancing. Although I'm sure people would literally pay to see that. But, you know, it's about the hobby. And that's the way it should be. At least in my eyes. So, there's that. Instagram is just an advertising tool. But if you also like to follow along, like if you're not a big YouTube person, or you just want to see what I'm up to or working on that day, then, you know, it's probably worth checking out. At this point, Trevor, your best bet is to get it from Otter Valley because you probably won't find it anywhere else. Thanks, Wigwag. I've been doing more of these short things, you know, and stuff like that. I was very skeptical, but it's something that Tim really got me into. So, you know, it is what it is. I can see you line dancing. Line dancing. I don't know. And it's like how that all started, because I was dead set against Instagram for like the longest time. I'm like, I don't want to become overly social, you know, because I'm very to myself most of the time. But then it just became easier to branch out at that point and expand, I guess you could say. Plus, not to mention all the cool people that I meet as well. Let's see if I can do this without the sound effects. Okay, well, I think that glue is done. Half bottles. Yeah, TikTok's a whole other story. Yeah, I don't know about TikTok. Let me grab... Okay, there's my palette. And I need a paintbrush. This is from the plaster. I made a mess. So now I just gotta cover it up. Which I'm probably gonna have to do again another couple of times as I'm going around here doing other things. I thought it was weird when Rapido started a TikTok thing. I was like, ooh, that's kind of gross. Like, I don't know, I like your trains, but TikTok is kind of, that's kind of where I draw the line. You know? Mark, the SD60 is really fancy. It's got rotating fans. It winks at you when you smile at it. It makes you feel special. And it really appreciates you. I keep hearing your trains, Chris, but I don't see it. How long does it take to do a lap around? That's a good question. So when I have a locomotive, let's say if I was to put one on right here and I was to send it, depending on what speed I have it set to, right now this one is going a little bit faster so that you'll see it more often. But if I'm going a more prototypical speed, 30 minutes. I timed it. It's exactly 30 minutes to get from start to finish. If it's doing a full loop. That's top to bottom. And then back. It's been 40, well, yeah. It's almost 50 minutes. And it's already gone by once. And it's almost here again. So we're going to prepare for that. I'm going to go right over here. I'm going to see it go right, well, probably not because those are in the way. Right here. Oh, that'll be cool. Okay, so let's do this. We don't know where the grass starts and the grass finishes, and then there's the building. And, oh, that's the building I don't think I showed that in my layout update. Never mind. False alarm. It's coming now. Here she comes. By the way, that boxcar there was weathered and graffitied by myself. It's okay. It's okay. That's true. Yeah, Sean. I like the I'll come down and I'll just run loops. You know what I mean? Oh, come on, you. Get her. What's going on, ladies? There we go. Oh. One of them decided to call it quits right there. I cleaned the track, but, you know, in some cases... it's not perfect by any means. But yeah, sometimes I just like to come down and run loops, you know, put a big consist on or something and just listen to the sounds and take some pictures and stuff. And other times I'm going to want to, because I haven't yet. I haven't really, I can do some stuff with certain sidings, like I was trying out some tracks that I've been working on, some certain areas. I'll show you after. But yeah, I'm able to run some trains around and enjoy it while I'm working on it, you know? Here we go. Here they come back again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cars. Very nice. That's, you know, it's one of my favorite sets. I've owned a lot of bi-level cars in my day, and I can say that. And yeah, it's probably like, because they're so streamlined and they're all the same and they look great in a row and, you know, all that fun stuff. So that's why I like those. Probably see them. It's going down the helix now. Yeah. I have 4 of the F-59s. I've got 2 of them, which are those 2 there. They have the roof-mounted AC units, which are more modern. And then I've got one of the old ones, like the delivery scheme where it didn't. And then there's another one, a special scheme, where it was from 1999. They put a Go logo on the back, and it's kind of, you know, faded or something like that. Bernard, you're always welcome. You know, come on down. Bernard, you should come to our barbecue. Last year, let's see, who was it? Who showed up to this? So it was Perry, which is Trains by Perry. Mark from M&M Rails. Trackside Mike. James from Dundas Junction and Mrs. Dundas Junction as well showed up. And Brandon. And we went to Smiths Falls, where we had a trackside barbecue. Yeah, a barbecue right next, like literally trackside. Like there's a parking lot. We were like 10 foot, well, James was basically on the tracks, but you got a little excited. But we were 10 feet away from the tracks. That day alone, we saw over 7 different full trains. 4 of which were via, and then there was the military unit, because it's a CP yard. It's literally a CP yard. But yeah, it was like the military unit went through, the green one. And then just a bunch of other CP stuff. I think there was the Union Pacific. There was a Union Pacific on one of those trains as well, which was really crazy. The pictures we got and the video that we got just from that one day, it's never been like that. But it was like that because we were all there. The weather was pretty good. And yeah. And the guys came all the way up here, and Bubs brought his camping barbecue, and I bought all the meats and whatnot. We had burgers, hot dogs, and I got some Slovaki. I'm probably butchering it. Slovaki on a stick, and yeah, and then we had, you know, chips and pop and all the fixins, you know. Yeah, it was fun. It was great. We did that last year. It was kind of like a GVO appreciation day. Smiths Falls, next to the Honda dealer. Is there a Honda dealer there? I don't remember the Honda dealer. I know there's like a place where they fix cars, but I don't know if it was a Honda dealer. I'm not sure. It's about 45 from my house. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Oh, easily a tailgater. Yeah, well, because most of this stuff was in the back of Bubs' truck anyway, so technically it was tail down and cameras up, you know, kind of situation. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. I'm going to double check something here, because we're going to talk for a second. I did this. You guys saw me do this. This is all, you know, it's all green now. It's all, you know, good. It's ready for ballast. Oh, I hit it with my hand. It'll be fine. Yeah, so that's all good there. And what I'm gonna do real quick. Okay, I'm going to pull that up, but I'm going to pause that. And then I'm going to go down to my comments. Alrighty, so I'm going to take a look here. Looking at this camera. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, so this is literally the other side there of where I was standing. Just the other side of the wall, more or less. And this is a section that I was talking about on my last layout update. If you missed it, go check it out. But I'm having some issues trying to figure out what to do in this area. So there was a number of people who had mentioned a scrap processing industry. The only problem with that, and I'm going to take you with me here. Oh, there's Alexis. Hi. This. So that is where my scrapyard is. I've got 2 tracks there. Comes in off a branch line. This is my scrapyard. So to have another scrapyard up here might not be great, but I do like the idea. Another idea was a farmer's coop, and that was Chauneil 1309. This is more of a downtown, right beside a city, so I feel like I would need, you know, more land if that was the case. Another great idea, but might not be doable for the amount of space. John Garvin says that it's looking good, and he would add a team track. And in the early 1990s, the team track area at Midhurst, which is in Barrie, Ontario, which is on the CPR, the area was used for storage of cars, fertilizer unloading using a conveyor similar to what Mini Prince has, which is convenient because Mini Prince is cool. And then there's a pull car unloading and box car unloading using Team Track itself. It's an idea. And just double checking. Whoop. Went too far. Scrapyard. Model Railroader said to do a scrapyard. Goose in the Caboose said transfer or transload facility. Something like steel coils would be perfect. It's an idea. Trackside Mike. I like this idea. And it's probably because he got some recent cars for construction. But he suggested an equipment construction site. You know, especially if I add dirt and whatnot here. You know, we can do a loading and unloading as well of vehicles that are, well, I don't know, let's say cat. You know, cat, the yellow and black ones, whatever they're called. That would be a good idea. Sean from Pennywise also suggests a Guelph Junction. Just added one here in town. A Service Stella Jones. This company pressure treats hydro poles. The team track is also used to unload certain hoppers. They use an auger to load trucks. A very good idea. I'm seeing some more scrap yards, Hooters, trackside McDonald's, a Mo area, another transload facility. Again, these are all really good ideas. Matthew Jones, 1119, says a transload recycling center. It's a little different. Anthony Borden says a salvage yard with a few small buildings. Anthony Borden also wants to know if trains will fall off the side of my layout. I hope not. Sparky mentioned two things. A lumber yard and a scrap yard. And how funny is this? This is where my scrap yard is. This is where my lumber yard is. Scrap. Lumber. It is what it is. But I'm still looking for some more ideas. Inked Rail says John Deere. A John Deere facility of some sort. I know you have something like that. So I would almost feel like I'm copying. John Deere is a really good idea, though. That is probably that would be like a top 5. That's why I'm thinking Cat. Because it's similar, but it's not. But at the same time, different company, you know. Passenger car wash station. I have something similar. Hey Nathan, how's it going? Nathan joined me this past Sunday on the Sunday Brunch Kit Builds. And I do that every Sunday. You can have steam engines in a museum just to be pushed around for operation. Yeah, but if I did that, I'd want the whole turntable and roundhouse and, you know, I would have to have a fair amount of representation there with that. But that is a really good idea. Russ is saying a Willy Wonka chocolate factory because why not? Good old factory like Laura Secord Confectionery from the good old days. Yeah. The good old days. When was that? I don't remember. I also got to name a lot of these buildings too, because that's a building that's back there, but it's a flat. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to, you know, putting just a logo on that. It's just a brick building. I got to do a couple more of those as well. David Atkins, how's it going, sir? How about a direct rail yard with an abandoned building covered in graffiti and tracks hidden away in the weeds and trees? Possibly. I like the idea, but I'm really hoping that with the sidings that I'm adding that I can really put them to use. So, you know, it's tough. It's not a lot of space, but I feel like I could put small warehouse, loading ramp, loading and unloading, building. storefront kind of deal. You could have a train factory, a factory that makes trains with trains that are incomplete to be ready for assemble and could have the newest engine on the layout with moving cranes inside. That sounds pretty elaborate. I'm not gonna lie. That's a tall order. That's a very tall order. Do you want to build it for me? Because that sounds like a tall order. I'm not opposed. These are a lot of really good ideas, and I think that when I do make a decision, when it really comes down to it, I think it'll fit the area, and it'll fit it well. I hope. Because it's not a lot of space. Oh, Brian wants to see a bird's eye view of the area. Okay, yeah, let's see what a bird's eye view of this area looks like. We'll wait for the chooch to go by here. Okay, so here we go. So, whoop. Okay, so this is the track, right? It comes in from over there, right? It splits right in front of that box car because, again, this is branch line. So there's something on the other side of this. This is backdrop right here, but it's on the other side. That's why that track veers off there. But it goes all the way up and it connects to, you know where my bridge is, where I poured the water? Yeah, that's where it goes to. So I'm just gonna push that up that way a little bit. So this is basically the area here. It's very close to the edge, just like 99.9% of my layout. And I already know what I'm putting here. I do want to put a double bridge, car bridge, I should say, so cars drive over it, on this area. It's going to come right from that corner there, right where the Procores are. You can kind of see the foam, and the foam is going to support that bridge, and it's going to come right to the edge, which this is where it kind of curves. It's going to curve, and it's going to go right up along there, and I'm going to put, face there. So we're looking at, got my tape measure here. I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not. Ugh, jeez. Okay. I had to do it with my face. Okay. So, from the fence to the track, okay, that's a foot there. That's, basically a foot and an inch deep right to the fence. And that's the farthest part. The shortest part, because this fence, I'm going to make this curve around here, that's only about 9.5 inches. And the total area, geez, I can't even do this because I don't have extra hands. So it's about I'm going to say it's 3 feet. Yeah, because there's your 3 foot mark right there. And yeah, so the track piece is about 3 feet long. So you can fit quite a few cars here, depending on what they are, like if they're box cars and stuff. These are both 50 footers, so you can fit another 3 or 4. And that's like right at the end there. But just something that I can interchange here, rail to road or road to rail. Doesn't really matter. Sorry, he's going by, so I gotta do this. He's still going. I'm going to sit this here for when that train comes back and it goes over the bridge. So you guys can enjoy that. There we go. So yeah, so it covers quite a bit of space there. Not a lot, but enough that, you know, it's going to keep you wondering what you should put there. Garbage loading facility. Possibly. I mean, because I do plan on getting some AIM cars, but the 6,000, the 6,000s, because they're used on the O&R. So that's an idea, but they're also used for scrap as well. So I could technically use them on both areas. So that's another really good idea. I would suggest an Athearn manufacturing plant, but I will be doing that. Got the Athearn livery train. Yeah, I gotta be honest, there's no way I would do that, but it's probably because, you know, if you're doing it, I'm not gonna copy. So, Walther's fertilizer distributor kit. I'll have to take a look and see how that is, or why that is. Nabisco plant. And what's the one Purina? Purina would be a good one, because they do the dog food, right? A mini Prince factory. I should put that on the brick wall there, because you're in a building, right? That's right by the tracks where the trains go through. The sound of the locomotives are turned off right now so that I can hear all you guys talking. Tuna cookies. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys my next project. This is something that I'm probably going to be working on the Sunday brunch kit builds. So every Sunday I show up and I work on a kit or whatever. This one here, this one's a little different. I don't know if you guys remember it all. If you do, you've probably been here for a while. And for a while, I do mean several years. I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way so I can put this up here to show you. Okay, let's take a look at this. So quite some time ago, when I first started out again, I had started a kit bash where I take the Walther's Union Station kit, because I had bought one, and you can see there's one here that's kind of painted. You got the little cracks in there and whatnot. But then I went out and I got another one, which is, you can see this here, where it's not painted or anything. I did the crack filling here to kind of weld it together. And basically what I'm doing is, well, what I did was I was trying to build a really big Union Station that's twice the size of the Walther's one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, I'm going to continue it, but I'm going to turn it into a backdrop building. So I'm going to be doing a lot of these. So I've got some more here. I have to do it 3 feet. So, you got kits like this, and you have to kind of do this, and you have to glue them together, and you have to make a long thing. Yeah, but not these pieces, because they're like, this was like this or something, or where was this? This was like this. Yeah, this was on the corner or something like that. Yeah, it was a corner piece. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wall that's long of these pieces, and I'm going to put it right behind these station platforms, and it's going to fill out a pretty substantial thing. And it's all custom. It's going to be just a custom build using pre-existing pieces that I have. And yeah, it's going to be pretty big. So hopefully it turns out all right. But I gotta make a whole back piece to it, and I don't know, I'll come up with something. But I gotta, I'm coming around to that side, right? So I gotta start really pulling that all together, adding lights where I need to, and, just really finalizing a lot of it. Track is fine and all, but I really want to work on the scenery in this area and get that done. Oh, Mark is out. Mark's got to go to bed. Mark, we will see you next week. We'll be over on your channel for Third Rail Thursday. Ryan's kit bashing a kit as well. And it's fun. I love doing it. There's quite a few that I've done. You can see that little kit that's off to the left there. That is it's a full kit, but I cut one side of it off, and I made a backdrop building with just that. It does light up and everything, but I don't have it lit up right now. Let's see. Oh, Greg. Hey, Greg. How's it going? Greg wants to know what I use for my fascia. Greg, it's masonite. Yeah, it's just that polyboard stuff. It's thin. And I thought I had a scrap piece here. I don't know what my cat did with it, but yeah, basically it, like, just wrap it right around. 8 feet long, and then certain areas I have to cut it to look a certain way. But my whole thing here with doing this is it's picture frame, right? So when you look at this, it's going to look like you're looking at a picture. And I want to do that all the way around. So that's why I have it looking kind of like that. And I have to do the top as well. So that's why I'm, working on it and trying to get things done and stuff, but sometimes doesn't always work out. And the top part of my layout kind of turns into a dumping zone. Except for the go. That's just where it happens to be right now. Technically, this will all be covered, and it's in a tunnel right now. It's in an imaginary tunnel, and that's where it exits the tunnel. So that's fun. And this is like literally like ceiling right now. You can see the ceiling. I'm as high as the ceiling. And looking down, obviously, like I've got this whole bridge scene here that I did a bit of work on, but I've still got some more work to do here. I want to pour water here really bad, but I'm not there yet. So soon though, soon. And this entire section here, like I said, this is all going to be covered over. I'm going to add a second track going through the tunnel here. And it's going to come out over by, just on the other side of that box. But I also have to raise up all of this as well, a good 4 inches. And up here is where my ethanol plant is going to be. I still have to add my backdrop as well, but who knows when that'll be here. Tempered hardboard. I don't probably. I forget the name of it, to be honest with you, Russ. But like for a 4x8 sheet, it's $10. So it's very easy for me to go into the Home Depot, get it cut down to the thickness, and yeah, just post it up around here, you know, and just use my jigsaw to cut out all the little, you know, bumps and whatnot, all the waves and all that stuff to, you know, make the land look a little bit more like land, right? To give it a more finalized look. Half-inch plywood, $68. Oof. That's quite a price tag. All right, Chris, you have yourself a great night. We'll see you soon. Thanks again for the sticker. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun doing this. You know, working on the layout and whatnot, getting things done. It takes a lot, but I'm patient enough to, you know, take my time with certain things, and in other cases, rush. Gotta get this done, gotta get it done, gotta get it over with. You know, want to move on, want to do this, that, and a little bit of everything else, you know? So, I don't know. It's just a lot of work. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't have too much for tonight because I didn't know how long certain things would take me. But I think that with everything that I've showed you guys so far, I think that things are really coming together. With the fact that I can go in and out of some of these sidings now and, you know, work away at it and, you know, more or less just have fun. I don't feel any sort of pressure to get this done because, you know, it is what it is. It's going to happen, and I just, when you sit on something for so long and you're hoping that, you want to see the end result, just chip away, and I'll get there. But yeah, doing this by myself, it's pretty tough. It's, like if I had extra hands, like if this was an actual club and everybody was chipping in and whatnot, I'm sure things would go a lot quicker, but it's not, and I got to remember that. So most of the things that you see, it's like it's just me working away, right? But the lives help. It helps to be able to, do stuff like this. That way, you see the progression, and it kind of motivates me to be able to get more done. Have a good night, Russ. Thanks for coming by. And David, Mr. Atkins, you have yourself a great night as well. Rome was definitely not built in a day. No, like Dwight's asking if I get burnt out. And the best way to describe it is that I'll have times where I don't know what to do. I don't know what's next. I don't know where to go, or what to use for this or whatever, and then I stop working on that section. For example, right here. And I won't touch this for the longest time. But during that time, I'm working on something else. You know what I mean? So I can't work on two areas at the same time anyways, in the sense where, I got to finish one area or get to a certain point, and then I can move a little bit further down, and then a little bit further down. Like that water stayed empty for the longest time. And I honestly feel like I was saving it for Dwight, because I know Dwight specifically asked to see it. But I knew that I had to get to the point where, okay, I can do this live, and it's going to go one of two ways, but I wanted to make sure that it would at least be decent. So, bridge. Train. I'll keep talking though. But, yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I was at a point where I could get it done and be okay with doing it instead of rushing to do it. And there's a lot of areas on my layout that are like that, where I don't want to rush it, but I'm going to chip away at other little things around it till I feel good about, completing it or finishing that area. Come on, go. Go, go, go. There we go. I love it when it just randomly, either slows down or stops. That's not the locomotive, by the way. That's, is entering the yard there, so it's weird. It's a weird area. But yeah, to answer your question, the short answer, because I definitely don't ever give the short answer, I don't really get burnt out, but I do shift my focus time to time, and that way I don't get overly frustrated with an area and then end up hating it. If I don't know what to do, I will put it to the farthest back burner imaginable in my mind. And one day I'll just get inspired and say, that's what I'll do. That is, I know what to do. I'm going to do that. And then I can't think of anything else but that one thing. And it'll eat at me until I do it. So, but this isn't the only thing I do. I love model railroading, but it's not the only thing in my life. I've got a family, I've got kids, we play video games. Every Wednesday night is movie night, so, we're always doing stuff like that. And And then there's work. You know, there was a time where I would go in and I'd work, and then on my 15-minute breaks, I'd come out and I'd move some cars around just to feel like I'm doing something. You know, work can be very stressful. Even though I don't stress much, but yeah, it's, you know, you're supposed to have fun with it. You know, you can't have fun if you're stressing about it. And yeah, there's going to be little spots and whatnot that you're like, oh, why is that spot so terrible? Or, you know, I should have done a better job at that, or, you know, whatever. But it's like, it's going to happen. You know, there's some things you don't really have any control over, and it's not worth getting mad or sad about. As long as you fix it and you do something with it and you don't let it ruin the fun that is the hobby. You know? Like, if I lived my life worrying about dirty track or not being able to run a train because my track is dirty, then I would give up pretty quick on the hobby. Definitely don't lose sleep over it, that's for sure. But Chris, you get the satisfaction at the end of the day that you did it, and it's your art. You did a Picasso. Get help on this painting? Nope. It's your art and vision. And you take your time, enjoy the journey. That's right. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And a lot of what you're seeing here is, you know, it all comes from up in my mind. The helix for, like, it's a really good example, you know? Like, I'm sure either I saw the idea somewhere, so I'm not taking credit for this whatsoever. I just don't know where I saw the idea. And to have it where it's an open face helix like this, you know, in my mind, this is what I saw. And that's exactly how it came out. And like I've said a lot, quite often actually, it's probably the best running thing on my entire layout. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's really, you know, that's what happens, right? You get a vision, you get something stuck in your head, and you're not really satisfied until you get it out and you see it in a three-dimensional form, right? Also, if it looks like I'm missing the skirts there, I took them all off and I put them in the washing machine. They're all tablecloths that I got from the dollar store, so I can totally do that. And I'll eventually hang them all up again, but there's some stuff around the bottom that I have been working on. For example, lighting. I did some lighting, and I don't know if I can show you. Yes. I think I might have showed you guys already. I don't know. I don't know if I did or not. So you guys know my beaver lumber. This is my beaver lumber. There's no real sign to indicate that, but I'm sure it'll show up eventually, right? Anyways, I installed this light switch here, and what it does is it lights up my street lights, and it lights up the lights on the front there. And eventually I'm going to have lights in these things as well. But, yeah. So I was able to get in under there. Because it's, let's face it, you know, when the curtains are down like that, it's really dark. You can't see anything, and it's kind of a pain. Sorry, I just wanted to do this for a second. So I basically removed all the skirts, and I'm doing some wiring underneath the layout, adding more feeders and whatnot, or attaching some wires, and making sure things run a little bit better. You know, just while I have that open, right? Quite a bit. I don't know how many boxes of track it actually is. It's a double track, which, you know, that's what eats it all up, right? Because, yeah, double track. Another one of my big ideas. Hey, let's just make it a double track. But yeah, so the whole thing, the whole layout is, you know, it's really coming together. I've got so much more that I have to work on, but it does take a lot of time. And that includes the top level. I've got some minor things that I do want to do on the top level to kind of get the ball rolling. Because there is more track to drop up there. And I think I'll end up doing this area first here, the ethanol plant. But in order for me to do the ethanol plant, I have to put the backdrop up. And then after the backdrop goes up, then I can raise my land up to 4 inches. But before that, I want to change that out. So I want to get rid of the switch that's over on this end, and then put a switch over there, and then run a second track through, and then just make sure that, you know, it works, right? Always run trains through several times just to make sure that everything is good. Power and, you know, there's no kinks or anything like that. You just want to make sure that it's solid before you cover it over, or you add a tunnel or ballast or ground, you know, other ground cover stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of steps, a lot of things that you have to go through just to make sure that everything's good. So, and then yeah, after I do the track and whatnot, then I can start implementing my buildings and figuring out where they go for the ethanol, and then bring in the branch line. Bub started doing a track plan for me for up there, and I think that he's incorporated a, what is it called? A diamond? No, a Y. He's incorporated a Y. W-Y-E. So that'll be my first Y. And already I'm asking why, because I got to figure out how to wire that and whatnot. So, fun. I don't like wiring. It's not my strong, you know, it's not my strength, so. Oh. Don't look at me, look at the train. Hopefully it makes it through. Yeah. Also, I don't get to run my passenger stuff all that much, so I definitely wanted to get it on the tracks today. Alright, before that comes back around, because I think we're going to wrap stuff up right now, and we're going to say goodnight in a moment here, but I just want to remind everybody, big thank you for, you know, all my new subscribers, continuing subscribers, all the GVO crew. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Also, we've got merch. If you click the link on my homepage, there's some shirts and hoodies and whatnot if you're interested. That support goes right back into the channel. and it helps with contests, giveaways, more white glue, and other bits and pieces to keep this thing alive. But yeah, no, I appreciate all the support, and you might even see a video from somebody who's already purchased some of the. Can I call it merch? I don't know if I don't think I'm hip enough to call it merch, but I've got some merch and some of it has already been sold, so that's awesome. And they know who they are, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so with that being said, this was Third Rail Thursday for February the 9th. I'm Go Via Go Home. We will see you on Sunday, this Sunday, for the Sunday Brunch kit build. And don't forget, if you are entering the Mini Prince Valentine's Day contest, that is due on the 14th, which, surprise, surprise, that's Valentine's Day. So, if you haven't finished yet, hurry up. The Peanut Butter Lid Challenge. Peanut Butter Valentine's Day Challenge. And I know there's other things. Mark is on next Thursday. We're going to be on James's channel on Monday. James and Trackside Mike have a live. So it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, and then Mark's on whatchamacallit, Thursday. So many lives. Everybody's been great. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I have a train to catch, and hopefully it is the sleeper car that I'm going to, because I am tired. All this green thumbery that I did, wears you out.